How's it going, Scrub Gamers? Welcome back to another episode of Previously in DBSCG here at Scrub Games, and today we're going over some Fusion Worlds cards as per the new thumbnail we've got. Because Bandai have been putting out the Fusion World spoilers for like the starter decks. They started off with Japanese, but then they also started doing English reveals, so that's what I'm going to cover. Just English reveals because I can't translate the Japanese ones myself, and it's not really like sometimes when they're translated, they're not always translated very well, and it's best to just wait until the English one for us to see exactly how it's worded, because then that's worded properly, hopefully, by translation. The translation should be a little bit better, hopefully, for this game. I know they aren't great with the other games, but yeah, they've revealed these starter decks. I think like they've just given up on a few cards for starter decks. I've seen with the Japanese ones, they've started revealing some of the actual main set, the first set of Fusion World. But with the starter decks, I think they're missing two of each color. I think are just skillless, so they've just given up on that. But we'll go over the ones they have revealed and basically have a look at each of the decks, because there's four different decks. There is one of each color, being red, blue, green, and yellow. And we got the red one covering Goku in the Universe 7. I think they don't have traits or anything like that. Oh no, not traits. Sorry, you don't have errors like they do in Masters. But the red one, yeah, is Universe 7 Goku from the Tournament of Power. And then you've got the blue one being from Battle of Gods for Vegeta. Then you got green being just Broly from, I don't know if it's from the Broly movie, like any Broly movies, or just Broly with a load of like green like stuff from his movies and things like that. And then we got yellow covering Frieza, just like Frieza and his army. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what the Fusion World cards look like and what some of the effects are. And if you do want to help out the channel before we get into the video, you can do that easily by liking the video, commenting down below anything you want to comment, like if it's things to discuss, like to go over things discussed in this video, or things you want to see on the channel, feel free to do so. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It keeps you updated with my videos as when they drop. And if you get notification bell, you can get alerts when my videos do drop, so you know then to watch them, to come and watch them, or that they're available to view. So, with that out of the way, let's have a look and see what's going on with this Fusion World. So, starting off, we'll go in color order with the red deck, in all the way from blue to green and to yellow. So we have the red deck being Goku, and the leaders are quite interesting. A lot more simplified. They're a lot like I would say they're a lot better than the ones from the first set of Masters, because they've actually got draw. Where the ones back in Masters, like you didn't get any. It wasn't just like swing draw like you do nowadays, like swing to your front side leader, draw and gain advantage. It was just you can get an effect, but some of them were pretty terrible where they couldn't get any advantage, and there are only like about 3 or 4 from the main set, including the starter deck, that are actually playable on first release. Whereas with these starter decks, they're all quite decent. They all gain some advantage, and they've all got the little niches. So with Goku, he flips over to just basically comes from base to Super Saiyan, and yeah, on the both sides, he's just got the standard when attacking, draw one card, so that's how you gain some extra advantage, as well as from the draw for turn. You can just swing with lead and draw a card, and it happens on both sides, which is quite nice. And then he's got Simple Awaken, which is just when your life is a 4 or less, draw one, then flip over the discard. So yeah, not as crazy awakening as with the Masters, where you get like the draw 2 or draw 1 on tap 1 or just on tap 2. The ones for the star decks are all just when you less 4 or less. Draw 1 and flip over. Remember, this is the first set of the game, because it's a brand new game for Bandai, a brand new Dragon Ball game. And yeah, just stand awaken. So you can draw 1 when attacking, and you draw 1 when you're awakening, flip over, and you just have to get on 4 or less. And the interesting thing as well is with the starter decks, well, with the leaders in Fusion World, they're a little bit stronger than they are in the Masters. In Masters, they start off as 10k, 5 for 10k on the front side, and on the back side, they go up to then 10 or 15k depending. Like, so you got some that are weaker, that are 5k, and then flip over to 10k, and some that are, and the main one is they start off as 10k and then flip over to 15k, and I think there's the odd 1 or 2 that have 20k on either side. But in Fusion World, they start off as 15k on the unawakened side, on the front side, and then flip over to 20k, which is quite cool. So a little bit strong higher up, which is going to be quite interesting. And the game follows a bit more like simplicity. Like there's no counter, like unlike Masters, no counter play or counter attacks or counter counters, no counters, but there are blockers. So no like be able to negate attacks, but there are ways to like block attacks with blockers. And then on the Awakened side, yeah, as I said, Goku's still got the when attacking draw one, so you still get basically just swing with it to draw a card. But now his unique skill for his lead is an activate battle skill, which is once per turn, where you choose up to one of your battle cards to gain 5k power for the battle. So that's quite an interesting one. Like an amazing one, but still quite a decent one. So with battle cards, when you're swinging with a battle card, you can just offensively, you can give it 5k boost to give it a bit more oomph, a bit more power to its attack. Or when defending, when you want a battle card to like survive a little bit and you're just being attacked and you want to give it a bit of a boost, you can use it defensively as well to give a 5k boost to that. So it's not too bad, helping out like your battle cards, which is quite decent, but not not busted for an effect in the early game. So that is the leaders. So quite simple with the leaders. So nothing really to like delve into. Just these are this is the red leader for the star decks. We still haven't seen the main set. We'll see what leaders we get in the main set as well and other cards. So that's the leader. Then we go on some of the cards in the deck. So like they'll be quite quick for some of these cards because they're quite simplified. Because it is once again the beginning of the new game. So we got Whis and Roshi, both one drop, start 5k power. But Whis has a plus 10k combo power, and Roshi has plus 5k combo power. So there's difference in combo power. Unlike with Masters, you get like a variation of combo power, which is most cards are 0 cost to combo, so you don't have to pay any energy to combo them, but they're normally 5k. And then you get the odd few, mainly being super combos that have 0 cost, and then in 10k they're normally super combos that you can only limit to 4 cards in their deck, which I think is be the same rule in this when we get to some combo. We'll have a look. And then you get some that are like multicolor that require 1 cost to combo, but then a 10k combo, or even 1 cost to combo and 5k, depending on like the circuit's changed a little bit. And in Masters, you normally there's a cost to combo, where it could be 0 cost to combo, so 0 energy payment to combo them, and sometimes there's a 1 cost, so you got to pay 1 energy to combo that card. But in Fusion World, there's no cost to combo any cards, but then the combo costs vary, and it's not like it can be different. So some of them can be you either have a 10k combo, a 5k combo, or a zero combo. So in this case, they're both the same power level, be it 5k, which is up in the top right hand corner. And then the combo cost, we can combo for 10k, while Roshi can combo for 5k. But they have different effects as well when they're played, because they both have an on-play effect. Whis is when you play. So on play, you choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 5k power for the turn. And 5k isn't much. Like you can hit some of these little cantrips, but then it doesn't hit many things. Like unless you're hitting something that's got only 5k power, which isn't going to be like great, because you normally would like with Roshi is on play, it's just draw a card, which is good because you play it, draw a card, and then you swing and combo with it off to basically put more combo power into your swing with whatever card you're swinging with. Whereas Whis, it gets a bit more combo power, but its on-play effect isn't great because it's not going to kill much, apart from maybe some cantrips, which is what Roshi is defined as. So quite decent cards. Like Roshi is probably more valuable over the like Whis here is more valuable in fact he's got more combo power, but Roshi's a bit more valuable in against Whis overall because you can play him to make use of some of your energy, to draw a card, to go for your deck, find more cards, and then still be comboed off. Even if it's just for 5k, still 5k is pretty decent. So then we go on to some more cards with the Goku deck. So we've got now a Krillin and a Shin, so the Supreme Kai. And here we go. We got the Supreme Kai being the super combo for this deck. So super combo is a keyword skill for deck building, and it affects like how many put in. So with super combo, as it says here, your maximum of 4 cards for super combo can be placed in a deck. So it means you can include in your deck only 4 cards have the super combo skill. So if you wanted to play, if you have 4 the Shin in your deck, you can't play you can't put in any other cards with super combo in your deck because if you have 4 Shin, so you can mix and match with super combos, but you're normally going to be paying certain ones. And we don't so far we got one kind of type of super combo from the starter decks. We don't know if in future that's going to change up, like we get more effects with super combos, because super combo works a lot differently with the ones in Fusion World than it does in Masters, but we'll get into that. But first we get into Krillin. So Krillin is a 2 cost 15k, while Shin is a 7 cost 15k. And I think with the 7 cost on the super combo, it's more of a way to deter people from trying to actually play the card, because super combos are really valuable in the fact they're good. They're mainly used for combo power, like they help combo up attacks. Because with Dragon Ball, when it comes to the battle mechanics, you attack each other using your cards, and the only way you increase or decrease, like you increase the power, like the pressure more, or just leave it there, is by comboing, like combo cards to assist in the battle. And super combos are really valuable because they give quite a bit of combo power. And having a 7 cost is kind of deters people from actually playing it to attack with it. So like newer players that aren't familiar with the mechanics can't just waste the super combos by playing them, attacking with them. They're more likely to stay in hand so they can actually use them for an intended purpose, which is the combo. And they're both the same power as well, 15k. Both combo the same amount, which is 10k. And Krillin, he's got permanent, where in your turn he gains 5k power. So during your turn he's a 20k, but defensively on your opponent's turn he's 15. And on play, you can add it allows you to add up to one card from your left to your hand, so it helps your awakening. So you want to try and get down to 4 as quick as possible, just to awaken, so you can extra draw from awakening and increase the power of your lead from 15k to 20k, so it's a little bit easier to defend them. So Crit's not too bad card, not too bad for his cost. Like compared to his cost to his power and combo power and effects, it's pretty decent. And then we've got the Shin. So this is super combo. So I think all the super combos in the star decks are the same thing. Where auto on your opponent's turn. When you use this card in a combo from your hand, it gains extra 10k combo power. So that's the benefit of having these super combos, is that unlike Krillin and Roshi, they combo for like 5k or 10k. Shin, when he combos during your opponent's turn, so defensively comboing, he is essentially a 20k combo, which can put a big difference, like for one card, put a big difference between combo power from your opponent's attack and your defense to kind of like out combo and survive the attack, so not take damage. So that's why super combos are very effective in that in this game. From the star decks at least, they provide a 20k difference in combo power, so it makes it easier to combo out with just one card. And then we've got the Android 17, Android 18. So they're both 20k, but Android 17 is a free cost, while Android 18 is a 2 cost. Both have the same combo power of 10k as well, but the difference being is that Android 17 is like 1 cost higher because he's got some skills on him, whereas the Android 18 is just a skillless card, being just a vanilla, like no effects at all. And with Android 17, he's got permanent, just like Krillin, where during your opponent, well, a bit like Krillin, a bit different. Whereas Krillin is during your turn, he gains 5k, but for Android 17, it's during your opponent's turn, he gains 5k power. So on your turn, he's a 20k to attack with, but on your opponent's turn, if they want to attack into it, try and like attack it, he's a 25k. And he's got the same kind of on play also as Krillin, being when it's played, you add it to one card from your left to your hand, so you can help you awaken, get your life down to 4 as quick as possible to awaken. Then we have more cards of Goku deck. So we have one of the SRs, being the big boss card Goku. And we also got Piccolo, never skillless, but this time being a free cost, 25k. So same cost as Android 17, but being the power all the time of what he is on your opponent's turn, and also a nice 10k power. So it's nice to have these 10k powers, gives more than just 5k. And remember, like, this is a good card because you can play it for free energy and it's 25k to threaten with, to attack, which is quite decent. And then 10k combo is a good amount of combo power to help you defend as well. And then with the SR, I think the theme with the SRs and like the big boss cards for each deck is they have 0 combo power, so there's a benefit to playing it because it's a very strong card to play. But if they're in your hand, they provide no extra benefits of being a combo because they got 0 combo power. But this Goku is a 5 cost, so quite a big card, but then not too costly for a 5 cost, because when he does come down, he's 35k, which is a big number compared to the fact your leader, when it awakens, is 20k power. So quite a big difference. Like if no combo power is put onto this card when attacking, a super combo cannot combo it. Otherwise, it's quite a few cards that are kind of not take damage. And when it does attack, it's got double strike as well, which is a keyword skill. And this is when it inflicts damage to your opponent. Basically, it does 2 damage instead of 1. So if it would attack and the attack goes through and you cannot combo it, you take the damage. You take 2 damage instead of 1. So this can finish off by, instead of getting down to 1 life and having to kill you, it just can kill you at 2 life, which is something that you might not want to have happen. And it's got an on-play effect, which is pretty decent as well. Like more like a pretty decent, and seems to be Red's thing, just like with Masters, of reducing power on cards. But this one does hit considerable amount instead of like just 5k like Wasted. And it's on play, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, it gets minus 20k power for the turn. So that's nice to like minus something of a blocker. Like if your opponent's got a 20k or less blocker, you can minus that to 0, so it dies by game mechanics, and then you can attack through and not worry about this being blocked. So pretty decent for an SR. And then we've got Beerus and Vegeta. So we've got a 3 cost 20k Beerus and a 2 cost 15k Vegeta. Beerus only being 5k combo, where Vegeta being 10k combo, so you've got a benefit in there. And they both have this new keyword skill being critical as well, which is one we also have in Masters, but we've got in this game as well. And it seems to be more included on red cards than it is any other color. And critical is essentially when you do damage to your opponent. Uh, if you do well, if you just not normally in general, if you do damage to your opponent, then when they take the damage, it goes to their hand. But with critical, what this does, if your opponent would take damage from a card that has critical, then instead of placing the card from their life to their hand, they place it in the drop area instead. So they basically discard they discard their life if they take the damage with a card with critical. So this is a kind of skill which normally when you're attacking with it into your opponent, if you put a bit of common power into it, people like usually, especially in Masters, they normally fear losing that life to the drop and basically just discarding life that they waste a lot of cards in hand out combo it when they're losing more cards than in hand trying to stop their your opponent like dealing the critical damage than just losing the one card. So they sometimes they value a lot like losing a lot of cards in hand just to save that one life instead of just taking that life and saving yourself a lot of cards in hand that try and combo out of it. And Vegeta only has the critical skills. He's got no other skills or at all, just critical. And Beerus, he has a second skill, being when attacking. Chooses 20 over battle cards, it gets 5k power for the turn. So when you attack with Beerus, you can boost the power of one of your battle cards after Beerus attack. So swing with Beerus first, then boost something else, and then card attack. So that's not too bad. Quite nice with the red cards. Just not just more like a basic beatdown deck by the looks of it. And we've got a second SR. I think every deck has 2 SRs. And for the 7th one, we've got Gohan. So he's a 4-drop 25k with critical as well. So another card with critical. And also, once again, like just like Beerus, he's only a 5k combo. So like I think the more skills you have on a card, or more benefits to power skills on a card, the less combo power it has. Where the less skills and less power it has, you kind of have more combo power, which seems to kind of be a thing. And this one has also when attacking, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and manage to like 10k power for the turn. So that's a bit more significant than just 5k because I think there's not many cards that are worth negging that can be killed by 5k. It's normally cantrips that normally use used up after a while after like being played, and normally just ones that when coming down they draw you a card. But minus 10k can make a good difference, especially when you're trying to swing into your opponent's battler to control the board of like what battle cards there are. This can help minus them, make them easier to attack over as well. So a pretty good SR. So pretty nice SRs for the red deck. Then we come to the extra cards. So I think every starter deck's got 2 extra cards. They got a 1 cost and a 2 cost. I think each of the 2 cost extra cards. Actually, no, because I think one of the colors does have is more than the 2 cost. But they got every starter deck's got 2 extra cards. They got a 1 cost that's like a battle trick, and another card that goes in theme with the kind of color and the deck. So the 1 cost battle trick for this red deck is Kamehameha. So it's an activate battle where you choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, and it gets 15k power for the battle. And then you can choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, give it minus 5k power for the turn. Now, the plus 15k power for 1 energy is pretty decent. That's pretty good. That's a big buff to your attack to kind of push through damage. But the minus 5k difference only affects the battle card and isn't much to really worry about. Just minus 5k is nothing, but still it's more than plus 15k you're gonna want from that. And then with the other one, God Kamehameha, this is the battle trick. This is the trick for the deck on theme with the power reduction. So it's got a permanent where if you have no battle cards in your battle area, then you reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. So you can play it as a 1 cost if you got an empty board. And its effect is activate main. Choose it to one of your opponent's battle cards, minus it by 30k power. Well, yeah, with 30k power or less, and KO it. So it goes in theme with the deck with the color, being to minus things down, like minus the power stuff. So if your opponent's got a boss card that's like 35k power, and you use something to minus by 5k, you can then use this effect to then just outright KO it because it's then 30k or less. So not too bad. Nice bit of removal you have, but then only tricks on a certain power, so it's going to be harder unless you use some of the other effects in red to minus the power of stuff. But then you can clear almost anything, which is pretty cool. So that is red. That's all the stuff you got with red. There was 2 cards I think that weren't revealed, which are basic sealess cards. But I think they've moved on to that now, and with the English reveals, we'll start getting the new set instead of those cards, which kind of sucks, but is what it is with Bandai. So now we on to blue. So for the blue deck, as I said, we've got Vegeta, and it's not really like, so we can go over like it's a lot quicker than we did. Now we've gone over the first starter deck. So just like with Goku, like on both sides you have the attacking when attacking draw a card, so you gain advantage by that. And the awaken is the same when you have 4 less, draw one card, flip over. But the difference being for the awaken side is this Vegeta has a different skill, and his skill is an activate main, which is once per turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, this card gets 15k power for the turn. Now this is a pretty good one. I'd probably say this is probably second best starter deck out of the 4. I think Goku being the worst, and we've just gone over his deck, and Vegeta being the second best in my opinion. And it's very easy to keep your hand at 7 or fewer cards, and you just have to be you only have to be at 7 or fewer cards before attacking, so you can be at 7 before attacking. Use the effect to give itself a 35k, 15k boost, making your leader 35k, which is quite big. Every turn you can make your leader 35k, so you put in one big swing with your leader. And when you attack, you draw one card. If you go up to if you do the boost, then draw with the a swing of the lead, and then a draw a card, and then go up to like 8 cards or more, you still have that boost because it doesn't fall off just because. But it's easy to maintain a 7 card hand to get some effects off, because I think that's going to be the theme of this deck, is that by having a smaller hand of 7 or fewer, you get some really interesting and cool effects. And it's very easy to maintain that amount, because you remember you can you can combo on attacks offensively to keep your hand at that 7 or lower, or even combo defensively to get the effects as well. So that's with the leader. So this is a very good leader, and we'll have a look at some of the cards in the deck. So the first one, we've got some Goten cards. So we got a 3 cost 20k skillless Goten with a 10k combo, and then we got a 4 cost 25k Gotenks with only 5k combo, but it has an effect. And the effect's pretty decent because it's on play. If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you can add it to one Goten and one Son Goten and one Trunks Youth, both with 2 costs or less when you drop to your hand. And that's really good because essentially you're paying 4 energy to play out a 25k to attack with, and then using it to get 2 cards back from your drop. And they basically just extra 2 cards for combo power, so you're just plussing 2. Well, you're plussing 1 because you're using you're you're negging your hand by 1 playing this card, but then plussing 1 back by replacing it in hand with one of the cards, and then plussing it by adding the other cards to hand. So it goes in theme with comboing offensively or defensively, and then getting the cards back to make use of it. Just like there's good value in this. And they're both at the same power, but then the extra cost in the 4-drop like is decent because he's got a very good on play effect, which the other one's just a 3 cost 25k with no skills, but could be a bit more combo power. Which shows the difference where the 3-drops doesn't have any great effects to play, but it's got some good combo power if you want to use it. And while the other one's got less combo power, but it's more likely to push you to want to play the card. So that's the Gotenks. And then here's some of the Gotenks we got and see. And the good thing about it is, like we saw the Gotenks grabbing one of the, like you can grab either of these 2 targets back as the Goten target, and it's very good because they both have a 10k combo power. So you can basically use combo with these, then you use Gotenks to grab them back, and you're getting free 10k combos. So you're getting very good combo power. The push through attacks to help defend yourself a little bit better. And both of these, so we got the 1 cost that has 15k power as a skillless with 10k combo, and the 2 cost that's same power 15k and combo cost 10k, but as an effect where when attacking, and it's a 1 card for your life to your hand. Then if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 2 or less and return it to his owner's hand. Now that's very good because it says add up to 1 card. You don't have to add a card to your life if you want to. If you want to help you get down to 4 to awaken, you can do that, but you don't have to. And then if you don't, even because you can choose up to 0, then after that you still got the effect of if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you can bottom deck when your opponent's 2 or less. And that's going to be relevant because that allows you to bottom deck any potentially big 2-cost attackers or any blockers or anything like that. So that's a very good card to use. And 15 is not too bad to pressure the unawakened side, but when it comes to the awakened side, that's when you have to start comboing up and using cards from hand to help. It could go with the theme of it, where to keep your hand at 7 or fewer cards to trigger effects. So that was the Goten. Now we got the Trunks cards, and now there's a little bit of difference in the Trunks cards, where You got still got really good targets for the trunks. Like you got the 2 cost on the Go 10, which allows you can either play to get that good use of the effect, or even just use the 10k combo. Where the trunks ones are a little bit different. You've got very good targets here as well. So you got the 1 cost, which is a 5k power, but and 5k combo as well. But it's got an on-play effect, draw a card. So the good thing about that is you can use it to play the trunks, draw the card, and then combo off. And then you can use Go Tanks to get it back to hand, and you can use this to play again to draw more cards. So you can kind of draw more. Where the Go Tens are more combo power or a decent removal effect. Where the trunks you've got one that allows you to basically draw more cards, find more cards for your deck, which is quite cool. Like if there's a way to recycle cantrips in Masters during set one, that would have been amazing. But sadly, there wasn't really a way to do that. And for the other trunks, we've got a 2 cost, 15k, plus 10k combo, and it's got a permanent in your turn. If you have 7 fewer cards, this card gets 10k power. So if you've got 7 fewer cards in your hand, this is technically a 2 cost 25k, which is very good. And a nice on play where you can add it to one card from your life to your hand. So another way to help you take your life to go to 4 to help you get to awaken, so you're then getting more benefits from your leader as well. So seems it seems a lot better than the Masters decks because they like since Masters was the first Bandai game, since the One Piece, Digimon, Battle Spirits and stuff, so you'll be able to like figure out like what makes a good game, like what makes a good effects for the first set, and they've been able to improve the for Fusion World's first set for starter decks as well after having all that experience for which we didn't have for Masters. So then we go on to Videl and Golden. So Videl is a super combo, so exact same like stats and effects as the Shin. Just it's for the blue one. It's the blue one. So same thing as combo, a super combo for blue. And with the Gohan, he's a free cost, 20k, but he's got permanent where during your turn, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, it gains 15k power. So technically he's a free cost, 35k, because you're going to make sure you keep your hand at 7 or less. And he's only got 5k common power, but that's because he's a free cost 35, which is quite a big power for such small cost, especially if you look at the same kind of cost, like, same kind of power in the red, like the same kind of power you had in the red deck, 35k was only on the boss card, being the Goku that costs 5 to play, whereas this is two costs cheaper and same amount of power. Like it doesn't have double strikes, so it can do 2 damage, but still for 3 costs compared to 5 costs, you get the same power, which is pretty good. So that is that for those ones. Quite simple to go through. And then we've got the boss card for blue and also a Piccolo as well. So we've got a free cost 20k Piccolo with 5k combo power, but once again, because it's got quite a good effect, it's only got a 5k combo, and its on play effect is if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can add up to 1 extra card from your drop to your hand. Now this is really good. I feel this is like really amazing. Like this is what makes it the second best starter deck, is that you've got the Go Tanks to recycle your Go 10 and Trunks, with one of the Trunks cards being the cantrip to allow you to draw for your deck and draw more cards, and then you still use that Trunks as combo power. Whereas the Piccolo here allows you to recycle your extra card, and we'll get to the extra cards in a bit, that are really good. And cost of power is not too bad, 20k, still threatening awakened leaders as well, just without any combo power, and a really nice on-play effect. And the Vegeta, same kind of stats as the Goku, it's a 5 cost, 35k, 0 cost, and has double strike as well, so it's inflicting 2 damage, but it's got a different on-play. And the on-play for this is choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, but energy cost of 4 or less, and place it at the bottom of his deck. Now, just like with the Goku ones, it's a very good one to help get rid of blockers, but when you're playing it, you can get rid of your blockers, whereas with the Goku deck, it's minus up to 20k, whereas with this one, it's like bottom deck in a 4 or less. So kind of doing the same thing, just it's just a better way to get rid of something by putting it at the bottom of the deck, so it's hard to get access to, because otherwise you've got to dig through your entire deck to find it again. But only hits 4 or less, so it's not hitting like anything, just 4 or less. That's a very good card. And once again, it's such a strong card, being like a double strike or on play removal and 35k power, that it's got 0 combo costs. Is that way if you keep hold of it, you're not getting any benefit from hand until you play it, which is quite far in the later game. And then we've got the last battle card being the Bulma, being a just 5k, I think the only blocker for blue, being a 5k power but 10k combo power. So it's you normally want it as a blocker, but if you don't have it if you draw it later and don't have it on board as blocker, it's still a good 10k combo power, which is quite decent. And then we come to the blue extras. So we've got the battle trick, as I said, and the other card that gets some benefits in like yeah, that gets a cost reduction and benefits in the color. So for the battle trick, it's a 1 cost. Activate battle, choose your leader or up to 1 battle card, and it gets 15k power for the battle. I think all the battle tricks do the same thing. They give 15k, and then they give a additional effect based on the color, like based on the strategies for the color. So for this one, it's choose your leader or battle card. It gets 50k power for the battle. But for this one, you then, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you draw 1 card. So it's like a pseudo super combo that we normally have for masters, and it's like a nice little draw power. So it replaces itself. So you get 15. So for 1 energy, you get a 15k boost, and if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand after using it, then you get to draw cards. You get to kind of replace it. And imagine having this and being able to use this to kind of like boost attacks defensively or offensively, and get the draw and still draw a card, replace it in hand, so you're not losing anything. Unlike the other colors when they use theirs, you then get to use Piccolo to grab it back to reuse it over and over again. So that's quite cool. So if you play 4 of this and 4 Piccolo, then you technically get access to 8 copies of this, which is very, very good, very good. Then we got the 2 cost Final Flash. So that was Gallic Gun. Now we got Final Flash, 2 cost. Same kind of permanent as the red one, the God Kamehameha, where if you have 7 or fewer, but then a kind of different way to do it, whereas the is like a cost reduction. Whereas the red one, you need no cards in the battle area, which for this one reduce the cost. You need to have 7 or fewer cards in your hand to reduce the cost of this card by 1. And then the activate main is discard 1 card from your hand as the cost. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost of 5 or less, place it at the bottom of his opponent's deck. That's a pretty good one because I think most of the boss cards are 5 costs or less, or 5 cost. So using this to bottom deck with your opponent's boss cards means it's not there around if you can't get rid of it the next turn to then be used against you again. So this is a nice little card to help get rid of boss cards the opponent drop after they've dropped and swung with them. And that is it for the blue deck. So we're going to the green deck now because we've still got 2 more decks, being the green and yellow. And for the green one, we have the Broly deck. So this is one that's got a lot of hype, and I reckon this is the 3rd best deck because it's got a lot of hype behind it. Because as you can see, it's got a bit of a stronger base on Awaken compared to the other ones, but it doesn't gain as much advantage as much like a hand size compared to the other ones, especially compared to Vegeta and any of the other decks. So with the front side, it's got standard 1 attack and draw 1, but it doesn't have that on the Awaken side. So the Awaken doesn't have to draw 1 like the other leaders do. And its Awaken is a little bit different as well. So its Awaken is when you're at 4 less life, add 1 card from your life to your energy in rest mode, then flip this card over. So instead of drawing a card like the other ones do, you ramp yourself at energy. So you get an extra energy. You take one of your life, put in your energy instead, which means you kind of crit yourself down to 3 life. So when you awaken at 4, you crit yourself down to 3, whereas the other ones stay at 4 and then flip over and just draw a card. Whereas this one, you get an extra energy, but you don't get access to it straight away because it comes out in rest mode. But you get to ramp yourself at energy for effects and stuff. So I don't like. And then on the awaken side, its only effect is activate main once per turn. You place 1 of your energy in your drop, so you got to sacrifice 1 of your energy as the cost for this effect, and you get to draw a card and gain 5k power for the turn. Now, I'm not too fond of this one because you on the front side you still have the same kind of power at 15k, and then you get the attack draw card. But the awaken, you're essentially making it easier for your opponent to kill you because you've got less life now. You're creating yourself down. You're not getting any advantage out of that. You're just getting more energy, but you're not getting use of the energy because it comes in rest mode. And you're putting yourself down from 4 to 3 by yourself instead of your opponent doing that for you. And then on the awakened side, you're not really plussing. You got to sacrifice resources, which are kind of limited, just to get your draw. Where the other ones, they just need to attack, draw a card, and get an extra draw. Because so for the other decks, you can gain 2 cards a turn if you don't need to charge by drawing. Like when you start your turn, you draw a card at the start of your turn, and then when you attack with the leaders, you draw a card. So that's a way to, if you don't charge a card at the start of your turn, you gain 2 cards a turn from the other decks. But with Broly, if you want to get the if you don't do that, if you also don't do the same thing and don't charge, you can still gain 2 cards a turn, but you're sacrificing energy, which you get less and less every turn if you keep using this effect. But if you want to make sure you're not losing energy and staying at the same energy over and over again, you have to use one of those cards you draw a turn to place in your energy to then sacrifice for its effect. So you're not really, if you're getting the full effect and not losing your energy for this leader, you're only gaining 1 card a turn, where the other ones are gaining 2. But you're sacrificing draw power for a big body because you're a 25k base, which is a little bit better to defend yourself with. being extra 5k compared to the other ones. But then you're not really gaining as much advantage. When you attack, you are then drawing a card if you sacrifice an energy, and also gaining 5k, so you put in 30k power offensively, but 25k defensively. So it depends. I know there's a lot of hype for this. I don't know if it's just because of the base power or because it's Broly. It could be either thing. But yeah, to me, it's not as great. But let's have a look at the deck first, some of the cards. So we got the Paragus cards. They're both 2 cost 15k, both with 10k combo, but they have different effects. So for the first one, we've got activate main once per turn. If your leader is Broly and you have no Shimoyan battle cards, play up to one Shimoyan with energy with a cost of 1 from your drop. So it allows you to replay a card from your drop, and we'll have a look at what Shimoyan is after we go through the Aeroparagus. And the Aeroparagus, he's got 2 effects. So he's got an on play, where on play you add up to 1 card from your left to your hand to help you get them to be awakened as quickly as possible, so that way you can be on your bigger side. And every card when attacking, if your leader is Broly and you have no Shimoan battle card, play up to 1 Shimoan with energy cost of 1 from your drop. So both of them have an effect to recycle and play the Shimoan battle card, which is pretty good. So if you got the Shimoan battle card in these, you can technically play on board 12 copies of it, because you got the original 4 to play off the first Paragus and 4 to play off the second Paragus to keep recycling. At least with the and if these stay around, you get to keep dropping it over and over again. And we'll have a look at what the Shimon does, because it's just a 1 cost blocker. Like the other ones, it's only 5k power, but also 5k combo, but a blocker. So you normally want to have this on board to then defend by blocking an attack. So that's a good, every turn you can just keep doing it. If you have both these Paraguses or even more copies of them on the board, you can keep recycling multiple of them. So you can actually get yourself a army of blockers for free, and then go ahead and just keep defending. Like just block on your opponent's turn with the cards, then on your turn just replaying them from your drop back on the board to help block again, and then just swinging with your lead, constantly trying to put pressure on while having good defense. So it'd be quite decent. But then if you're going against red, you can get these minus off the board with their effects quite easily. That's when the Whis comes in handy. And with blue, you can then kind of like bottom deck them, and yellow will come down to rest them and stuff as well. And then we've got some other cards. We've got Vegeta and King Vegeta. So King Vegeta being the super combo for green. Exactly the same as the Videl and the Shin, but yeah, just for green. And it's Vegeta. So critical wasn't I don't think we saw it in blue at all, but it is in green now. And it's on this Vegeta being just a 3 cost 20k. And it's also got another permanent where if you have 6 and more energy, this card gets 5k power. So if you can get to 6 energy and you stay at 6 energy, this becomes a 3 cost 25k that has critical, which is quite good. Not so much on the combo power, only get 5k best because it's got quite a few good skills and power as well. So those are 2 cards for green. Then we've got some other cards being Angle and Moa. I don't know where these characters come from, but I'm not like fully up to date and remember what cards for the movies, what movies they're from. But we've got Angle and Moa. Both Angle being a 2 cost 15k with 10k combo, whereas Moa is a 1 cost 5k with 5k combo. But then Angle just has the skill critical, that's it. Just has critical. Whereas I think it might be both only red and green gets critical, because I can't remember seeing any critical. We didn't see any critical in blue, and I think there's any in yellow. So it's mostly those ones have the critical skill. And Moa's got less power and combo power because it's got a skill, and that is on play. Look up to 5 cards from top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Paragus or up to 1 extra, and add to your hand, and place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. So that's quite good because there's, as we said, every starter deck gets 2 extras, and as we've seen from this deck, there's 2 Paragus as well. So if you run 4 copies of each, that gives you quite a good target. It gives you 16 targets out your deck to find for the top 5, either a Paragus or an extra card, and that's your hand. That's not too bad. And the extra cards are normally quite good for every colour, and the Paragus, as we've seen, is quite good to kind of recycle that 1 blocker you've got to use it defensively to defend yourself. And then we've got like the 2 SIs. So we've got the big boss card in Broly, Broly BR then, so the one for the Broly movie rather than the OG Broly, and a Turles as well. So we've got the 5-drop Turles, which is 30k power, so not as strong as the other 5 drops in the other colours, but still it's got critical. It's got more combo power than the other one as well, being a 5k combo, and it's got critical as well. So if it connects and does damage, then your opponent puts it in the drop instead of to their hand. And it's also got on play where you can add it to 1 card with it cost 1 card with cost 3 or more from your drop to your energy. So it allows you to ramp a card. So for this boss card, unlike like managing your board by minusing something or bottom decking something, its on play is ramping you in energy. So because you want to get up to 8, so you can get this big boss Broly out. So you've got a bit of ramp because I think it's changed from Masters where blue was normally the like color that could ramp yourself energy. So basically playing more energy than just the standard once per turn at the start of your turn charging. So that's quite cool. And then 30k critical is quite decent because your opponent's that's quite a big power, and your opponent doesn't want to take it because if they do take it, they're not going to get it to hand. They're going to lose it to drop. And then the big boss card for green. So for the green one, the big boss card that has 0 combo cost is a lot more costly in 8. But then again, this is the color that can ramp. And it's a lot bigger than the other ones being 45k, which is a huge number to connect. Doesn't have double strike like the other ones as well, so you're safe to not be killed straight by a bigger card when you're at 2 or less life. But it's got an on-play draw card, so you're gaining more cards as well. And then you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, so it gets to KO anything on your opponent's board and draw a card, which is very good. Remember, it's good, but it's a high costing card. You'll get to 8 energy, which remember with the leader, once you awaken, if you want to get that, keep getting the draw, you've got to start sacking off your energy, which if you don't want to do that, you're going to lose your draw. And it's got one attacking once per turn, switches card active mode, so you can get 2 attacks of it. So it doesn't have double strike like the other boss cards do, but it can try and do 2 damage by attacking twice, which is but then that means you can at least block the attacks to defend yourself against them if it doesn't kill that blocker straight away. So yeah, it's a big boss card, a scary boss card, but once again, it can just be blocked like the other ones. As long as you can establish multiple blockers, but it can remove, like it's got the same kind of almost same kind of removal, so still KOing removal like green does for Masters, and you're also drawing a card when you play it too as well. It's pretty strong boss cards for the deck. And then we got the 2 extra cards. So the battle trick for Broly is an activate battle. Is those gigantic meteor, which is activate battle. If you choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, it gets 15k power for the turn for the battle. And then the extra benefit is if you have 6 or more energy, that card gets an additional 10k power for the battle. So normally you'd just be given an extra 15k power, but once you get 6 or more energy, you're then giving a 25k boost for the battle. So you're getting a bit. So the other ones have like extra benefits of like minus something drawing a card, whereas for the green one it's just full on more power. 25k for 1 energy is very strong. And good thing is there's no way to recycle this like there is in blue to recycle theirs. And then the other extra card for green is a little bit different. So it's not one that can have the cost reduced. It's a lot more costly. So the other ones were 2 costs that can reduce to 1 depending on a certain condition for the permanent. Whereas for this one it's a 3 cost and it's a ramp card because it's activate main, add 1 card from the top of your deck to your energy. So there's 2 ramp cards in green, being the boss. So you have to be either at 3 or 5 energy to ramp. So you got the extra card, which doesn't provide you any common power but can ramp, and then you got the turtles that can ramp as well. So you got ways to get to your big 8 drop sooner than just wait until turn 8, which is a well away compared to the other ones just needing 5 energy to drop their boss cards. So that is for the green deck. So a little bit of a hype to my opinion, because if you can just aggro the leader down and force it to go onto its awakened side, it's then got to start sacrificing its energy to keep gaining advantage and maintain hand size to be able to defend, even at a bigger hands, even at like a bigger base. That's why I feel is like the 3rd best deck. Then we go on to the what I feel is the best deck is the yellow one, and that is the yellow Frieza. With the yellow Frieza, it's gonna like now we go back to the kind of same thing we had for red and blue. So it's got the same thing on both sides, where when attacking, draw a card, same as Goku and Vegeta, and also he's got the same kind of power, being 15k on the front side, 20k on the back side, and the same awaken as the Goku and Vegeta, being when you last 4 draw a card flip over. But his unique effect that he has on the awakened side is a different one. So it's not an activate main like the other ones or activate battle. It's at the end of your turn, you can choose 2 of your battle cards to switch into active mode, which is very strong. Because that means you can essentially play some cards out, attack with them, and then at the end of the turn, restand them so they can't be attacked into, so they're protected from being swung into with your opponent's cards to try and get rid of them. So it means you establish a board and then protect them as well. And that means you can even drop some blockers, swing with the blockers to put some pressure on, and then restand them so you can defend your leader by using the block with on the next turn as well. So really good leader. And even at the very least then, if you got cards that have 10k like good combo power, you can restand them to use them as combo power to help defend as well, which is very, very nice. So let's have a look at some of the cards in this. Like, it's a very good deck. So we got the start off with the original henchman being Zarbon and Dodoria. So we got the Zarbon, they're both blockers. So we got Zarbon being a two cost 20k, and both have 5k combo, whereas Dodoria is a one cost 10k. Because Dodoria is just a simple one cost blocker, whereas Zarbon is a two cost blocker. But Zarbon also has a really nice effect on play and up to one card from your left hand. So playing this out, I remember 20k is very good to kind of pressure your opponent's awaken lead as long as it's not Broly, because it's 20k to 20k them, and then be able to end the turn restand with your leader's awaken side to then be able to use his block thing. Because blockers after opponent's attack, you may switch his card to rest mode to change the attack of the target of the attack to discard. To help defend your leader, if your opponent's attacked your leader, switch it to this one instead. And that's just great, just on play. Manage to help you take your life down the 4 so you can awaken as soon as possible to have your bigger base and also have your better effect live. And yeah, have these to be able to attack with these blockers and restand them. So very good ones. Zarbon's really, really good. Then another one we've got from the OG henchman being I think it's Chu or yeah Chui. I think it's Chui. I can't remember exactly what this guy's name is. I think it's Chui. And this one's a free cost 20k blocker. Same combo power as well, because you've got things like the combo power is a little bit less in this Frieza deck with the blockers because they have good skills to blockers, especially with the lead, you get to restand them. And his other effect is 1k draw a card. So that means if you can play this out, swing, threaten 20k, restand it, then block, and when he's KO'd, you get to draw a card to gain that. So you've blocked an attack and gain back a card as well. Very, 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 very good for this deck. And then we've got the more like latest kind of henchmen being Chilai and Limo, and they're both from the Broly movie because they did appear in the Broly movie first. And Chilai is the super combo for the deck, so it's the same thing as Videl, King Vegeta, and Shin. Same kind of thing. I think super combo, just defensively it's a 20k combo, and it's a super combo. Then we got Limo being just a one cost 15k skillless with 10k combo as well. Pretty basic, nothing more to say about these. And then we've got some of the other new henchmen and Frieza self. And Frieza's kind of got his own like, evolution chain up here, like through his different forms. So we got Sorbet being the cantrip for yellow, being just a 1 cost 5k, 5k combo, but 1 play draws a card. So once again, never very good card. Just on play it, use 1 energy, play it, draw a card, then combo off defensively or offensively. And then we've got a very good one in Frieza here. So Frieza is a 1 cost 10k, 10k combo as well, and it's got a nice on play effect, which you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, which is the rest mode. Now this is very good to then play it and switch one of your opponent's blockers to defense, to rest mode, or even one of the things you want to attack into and get off the board to rest as well. So you can play it, rest one of the battle cards, and then start swinging into the battle card. Now it's in rest. Because I think it's the same thing with same thing with Dragon with Masters, where you can only attack into things that are in rest mode, and you can either attack into leaders or things that are in rest mode of your opponents. So that is the Sorbet and Frieza. Then we have 2 more Friezas. So the other stage, we got the second stage of Frieza being the 2 cost 20k, and the first stage of Frieza being the 3 cost 25k. So the 3 costs having a bit more combo power because it's got no skills, just a 25k free drop skillless, which is still pretty good for like the stats and the combo. And then the 2 cost is still very good, and the 20k only 5k combo because it's also got a pretty nice effect. And as when attacking, you can add up to 1 card from your left to your hand, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 3 or less, switch to rest mode. So this is very, very good because there's never a card that can help you awaken, and it's up to as well. So just add up to 1 card from your life, so you don't have to take 1 if you don't want to. Just if you want to help yourself awaken, you can do so. And just when it attacks, you get to switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode. That's 3 or less, so you can switch something you want to. So when attacking, if they got a blocker, swing this, switch the blocker to rest mode before it can actually use this blocker to switch the attack target. And then after that, you start attacking to the card. So if you want to put something on your opponent's board to rest mode and start attacking to it to get rid of it, you can do so with this, which is quite nice. And it's just every time when attacking, it's not an on-play effect, it's when attacking, so you can use every turn it's still there. Then we've got Frieza in its final form, being the boss card for the deck, being the boss card Golden Frieza. And then we've got King Cold as well as another nice card in the deck. and these are both the SRs. So we've got the Golden Freezer, same kind of stats as the other boss cards in the the red and blue decks, being a 5 cost, 35k power with double strike and 0 combo power. But its ever effect that comes down is when attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's rest mode battle cards, and it can switch to active mode during your opponent's next turn. So you're locking down your opponent's cards. So if your opponent likes drop their boss card first, swing with it, you drop your boss card, and then when attacking, you choose that boss card, and it can switch to active mode to your opponent's next turn, so they can't restand it to attack again. It's just stuck there in rest mode, unusable, which is really cool. Like I would have thought there'd be some removal, say with it, like it's popping or something that's in rest mode, but no, it's locking things down, which is even better, really. And then we've got King Cold here, being the 4 cost, 25k with 10k combo power and a blocker as well. So, but even though it's got some very good stats and it's quite high combo, still it's good combo cost of 10k and pretty good combo power, power in 25k for 4 cost as well. So there's a blocker, so it can basically defend attacks, and it's got a nice effect. When KO'd, you get to choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode when it costs 4 or less and KO it. Now it's a shame that it's 4 or less, so it doesn't hit any of the boss cards, but that'd be a shame to use a non-boss card to kill a boss card. But you get to, pop something that's in rest mode, that's 4 or less. After it's KO'd, so if your opponent swings something big, that's 4 or less. You can block with this dies, and you pop that card you attacked with. That's pretty good, and even then you can just, have this to restand as a blocker with your leader, and then constantly block, which is cool. And then we have the 2 extra cards, so the last 2 cards of this video, and the last 2 cards for the yellow decks have been the 2 extras. So the battle trick for yellow is activate battle, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, gets 15k power for the battle, same as the other ones. But its additional effect is then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less, and switch to rest mode. So not only do you get a 15k combo, but you can kind of prevent some other attacks by resting something of your opponents that cost 3 or less by resting it before they can attack with it. So it makes it so against yellow you gotta be careful what you're attacking with, because then you can get this battle trick just to get the 15k power, and then also rest one of the battle cards before you get to attack with it. So quite nice for that way. And then we got the other one being Golden Death Beam, so that was Death Ball, the battle trick. We got Golden Death Beam being the additional extra. This is a 1 cost, and activate main. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. Rest my battle cards for 3 costs or less and KO it, so you can get some do some removal on your opponent's 3 or less. Now it's quite nice. Like I know in Masters it would be just rest mode KO it, but it's nice that having cost restrictions, so you're not just removing boss cards with ease using like extra cards and stuff like that. So nice bit of removal, and restrictive on what it targets being has to be in rest mode, like the kind of theme is for yellow, and the cost being 3 or less. And that is it for the English reveals of the starters for Fusion World. So that's all the cards we got for Fusion World. I think the only cards we're missing are like 2 cards from each deck, being just skillless cards, which, as I said, Bandai seems to like have given up on, because for the Japanese reveals now, they started revealing the first set of the Fusion World set. So we'll see if we do end up getting them, but I doubt we will, and we'll just start getting eventually in English the Fusion World first set spoilers. But that is it. Like, it looks pretty good. Like, in my opinion, for the starter decks, it feels like the Red Goku one is the worst. Not bad, just the worst compared to what the other ones do. Then the green one, Broly one, seems the third best, considering it can't generate as much advantage through like draws and stuff like that compared to the others. But it does still have some strong effects. It just seems a bit more overhyped than it actually is. I don't know if it's just because the base power of the leader, or the character is what's like more hyped for people that want to play it. And then the second best would be the Vegeta one, because it gets a lot of draw and a lot of pressure on with it as well. So you can cycle for your deck a lot better, like a lot of draw power in it, which is quite cool, and some good power from the leader. And then the best one seems to be Frieza, because restand like putting on these really good blockers, being a swing to threaten pressure, and then restand to then defend yourself with, or just protect your battle cards, is really good. So that is it from me today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the future with another video. Bye for now.